guys, we are working on the car today, and I'll just quickly show you this. So the car's totally level on the jig. We're working on the inner wings, the ends of the inner wings, which I got from M Machine, and you can see it looks absolutely brilliant. Now what we've done is we've married up with the original holes. Now I replaced a lot of the stuff behind this. So instead of cutting all that material back out, what we're going to do is we're just actually going to plug weld this to this part here, and then I'll weld that all the way around, and I'll just leave a lot of strong material behind that, rather than trying to cut everything back out again, especially when you're cutting onto something like this and making an asset. So we're just going to weld all that directly on. I got measurements from Dale, so thanks Dale. From here to here, which is about 16 inches, which is exactly what I've got on both sides, so it's exactly the same as his car, which is excellent. On both sides we're going to do exactly the same thing, which is just make up a little template for here, create a piece, and then we'll patch this in. Now the original parts here, I had to cut all this off, and I made a flange for this because the flange here was cut. But because we cut this back off, this allowed us to lay this directly on top and give us a nice, a nice guide, in other words, to make sure that all fitted between the holes and the top. We do have another wee piece. I've got another, basically put made up a piece in here and welded all that in, but I do still have a wee piece here still to do and fix, and then at that point what we can do is we can start to think about the A panel and obviously the front of the car here, where obviously the headlight goes, and make sure they all marry up. Now I have noticed something when we're just kind of presenting the wing, basically where the headlight is, to this, it's actually overshooting it a bit. So obviously the material comes out here, so there is a bit of a gap that appears in here. Now I'm not sure whether this is something that's part of the Mini or not, I don't know. I'll need to try the front of the car on, but because obviously I've got a nice big steel bit of metal in the way, it's probably going to be a bit tricky, but we'll have a wee look at it and see what I come up with, because obviously aligning everything is going to be a real chore. But I'm sure we'll get there. So the protocol is, I'll take this all back off. I will make sure there's a lot of paint really behind this, all nice and dry. And what we'll do is I will paint behind this material on the far side, so that is got some sort of treatment from the metal, and we'll get this plug welded in place, and then I'll weld all this all the way down, and that'll be in place, and obviously the same for the opposite side. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, so I better get cracked on. And as you can see guys, I have welded up the section here. I don't know whether you notice, I've done a lot of plug holes all the way over. I've grinded them back, and what I've done is I've just basically welded all the way down here, and I'll just smarten that up. I'm not going to go mental, just smarten it up, because at the end of the day you'll never ever see this, so this will be nice and covered, clean, basically welded in place, and this is absolutely solid now. So let's go and do the other one. So that's that piece welded in. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly show you. It runs level on the jig. This one's just getting clamped in at the moment. I'll just double check the measurements from both sides, and yeah, that should be. That's the two inner part of the wings on, guys. This one's just been finished. Just quickly over here. It's all welded in place. This one, if we come round, excuse my, and then, as I said, it's all been plug welded in, all the holes in the place, and I've just weld up, same as the other side, and wee bit of primer and that's. So that's this side now done. It's all welded up and round. All the plug welds, and that just needs to get graded back and just dressed up a little bit. So working in front of the car, as you can see, I welded on these front parts of the inner wings. Now I followed this. The inner wing had the 4 holes for the suspension bracket. Welded it all in. Put the front of the car up to where it should have been. I'll just show you with the bonnet down here, guys. And as you can see, there's a massive difference between that and also the wing. All to do with the pitch of these holes. Now if I'd moved that back hole to the front and then re-drilled that piece at the back, we probably would have been correct. So if you look over the other side here, I'll just quickly go back round. We've stuck a couple of tack screws in just to hold everything in place at the moment. But you can see the difference in the space for everything to kind of line up. And then obviously if we go down to the back here, once obviously this is in its correct position, you can see everything's pretty good. So just be wary if you're doing this yourself and you're putting inner wings in, that the position of the holes and the position of the wing is correct with the bonnet. Because I made the mistake of just trusting the materials that I had, which is obviously the four holes which were on the inner wing, and obviously for the brackets, that if I'd moved again this back one to the front, this most likely would have been correct, and all I would need to have done is just drill in a couple of holes for where the brackets go. So yeah, lesson learned. So got to the point where we have now piece this back in. So you can see obviously a difference in the amount of material when we had to move this forward, because these holes, when I put them in, this panel actually came with those holes, so I just thought they lined up. Unfortunately, if we'd actually probably moved this forward a bit into basically these back holes into the front holes, most likely that would have fitted, but as you can see now we've repaired it. It's all solidly welded in. I'm just going to stick a bit of paint on that, and then we'll get round to the secondary side and we'll get that finished as well. And that's a bit of paint on. That's that bit all completed. All done. On to the next bit. So I've just put some tack screws in. As you can see, this just follows from the original piece right down, and now what happens is it's actually following the wing, and it's following the bonnet as well. This is just temporary because obviously there's going to be a bit of, you know, moving and positioning, but as you can see, that's a lot better. This obviously just need to fix up here a little bit. Just got the A panel to work out as well. Got a wee bit of repair work to do in and round about, but it's now following everything. Now you'll see there's a big gap. Give me a second, guys. I'll just put you up in the air. You can see there's a big gap in there at the moment, but obviously we've still to, you know, give this a little shove over. Let's do that properly. Shove over and manoeuvre the bonnet as well. This is not obviously the exact position needs to be, but you know, we're not, if you look at this side, we're not miles off like we are on this side, so we've got to do the same which we did on that side on this side, and make that follow that contour, because what that'll do is that'll allow the wing to fit correctly. So yeah, that's it. Now with the air panel, we've got the air panel that goes down here. Now when I got my car, there's a lot of damage down here, and a lot of this was rotten, so I didn't actually know how this went all together, so I just made up a piece that followed the bodywork. Now, when you get the floor, or say the doorstep, there's a tapered part here, if you can see. And what this does is this tapers in, and then there's a wee slot knocked out. Now, I didn't know what that was for. Now, obviously, since we've got the A panels now, there's a lip. We know there's a lip to go on here because this gets crimped round. But what happens is, obviously, this needs to be on this bit. So this needs to be up like that against that positioning, right in that corner. So we've got a wee bit of cutting and a wee bit of manoeuvring to do, because obviously this lip here, you can see it. So let me just get this down. This lip here needs to follow this. So I've got a wee bit of cutting to do here. I've got a wee notch to take out here. I need to get the die grinder in this position and get this all cleared out. And we've got a lip to put on here. And what that'll do is that'll allow us to crimp this edge round. Now, I know they do this in the earlier models, but I'm not sure if they do it on this model. But I'm going to put it on anyway, and we'll just crimp it round, and it should be, hopefully, be fine. If not, there might be a case, or we just cut it down and just weld it right up the side. I think it's 6.5, but I reckon that because this needs to come out, there has to be a gap there, so I reckon we have to put that lip in and crimp that round. Yeah, let's do it. So I've just stuck a wee bit of paint on it, guys. That's all welded down in there. We come round, and again just all welded up out there. And if we bring this down now, you can see that all fits. It's pretty good, not far off. A few wee bits of bending and stuff to do, but overall it's pretty neat. And obviously just a wee bit of bending and so forth on this side as well. So a wee bit of manoeuvring and so forth. But yeah, happy days.